Hello guys, so let's go back to my kibbe series. I'm gonna leave the link on my kibbe playlist down below. So if you're interested about the 13 kibbe body types, please welcome. And for now, we're gonna talk about petite women and what kind of body type they can be. We already talked about taller women, yeah? So if women are taller, they have a little bit less variety of what kind of type they can be because their width literally can't compensate their height. They're already height, their elongated silhouette is what yang in them, like yang energy, not yin, not soft energy, but yang, sharp, elongated and strong energy, right? So you can't get it away from them. So this is their yang part already. So if we talk about tall women, if we talk about smaller women, then we have a little bit more varieties in there because see, we looking at the person within her own proportions. So the overall proportions are pretty important. The most petite women are probably soft gamines, but it doesn't mean that all the soft gamines are petite. Or if you're petite, you're only soft gamine. Of course not. Soft gamines, they're tiny and they look tiny and they have proportions within one body, they look small. So sometimes they can be slightly higher than that, but normally they're not, they can be moderate in size, but normally not more than that. So if they're tall and elongated, that's probably it's not soft gamine anymore. So soft gamines look slightly on the shorter side, especially their limbs, their arms and thighs, they look slightly shortish. And on top of those sharper bones, they have that flesh. They have sometimes some angular, like a sharp chin or sharp shoulders. They are slightly angular, slightly teenage-like. They are not as delicate as, for example, not as soft as romantics. They're something angular, but they're still look small and they look pretty soft. They don't look muscular. They don't look broad or wide. They don't look elongated. Next petite probably would be gamines. They look normally straighter and they have also delicate bones. They look straighter sometimes, maybe more like boys, but I don't want to also give this comparison because it's not always so. So gamines are also can be petite. They can be also taller, but normally they're not taller than like an average height, like a moderate height. So they can be also very petite, up to very petite. And they can have pretty sharp bone structure. They are slightly drier maybe than soft gamines. Soft gamines are slightly rounder. The next one probably would be theatrical romantic. Theatrical romantics can be very petite, from very petite to, again, pretty moderate in size, not taller than average, not taller than moderate. They can be slightly taller, but within one body, the proportionately that they should look smallish. Their arms and legs will be slightly smallish. They have sharp and very delicate bone structure, and on top of the bone structure they would have that lush and voluptuous features, facial features. They would have some figure, they would have some softness on top. So the next after theatrical romantic would go romantics. Romantics can be very petite too. Again, normally not more than moderate in size. If it's taller than moderate, probably she would already be too elongated not to notice it. They have a little bit wider bones and wider flesh. They're not angular. They don't have the angularity of soft gamines. They don't have that sharpness. Next would probably be flamboyant gamines. Flamboyant gamines can be slightly on the taller side, but again, they look small and they look maybe elongated slightly, but within their smaller frame. They can't be super tall for sure. And proportionately, they look smallish still. They can have elongated arms and legs, but at the same time, it will be smallish within one frame. Soft classics can also actually be petite, but normally their petiteness is not visible. They are very moderate within one petite body. You don't see them shortened. You see them pretty soft, but very classic, very modern and everything, very symmetrical. Soft naturals can be small, but normally they look taller. They don't look as small normally. But as far as their soft naturals, they can still have some softness on top. So the softness can actually go in their height. But normally they look wider, especially here on the top part with their rib cage and chest area, and their shoulders sometimes are a bit squarish. Their face can be slightly stronger on the stronger side, still full facial features, but maybe a little bit wider bones or something. For example, Shakira, she's very tiny, but the way she looks, she can actually pull off the vertical line, meaning like dress from the top to the very bottom. She doesn't look dragged too down, as opposed to soft gamine or flamboyant gamine. They look slightly pulled down to the ground a little bit with long dresses, unless it's styled a certain way. And we're going to talk about this in one of my next videos. It's not the subject for today, how you're building your outfit, but this is sometimes what's happening. And soft naturals, they can pull off pretty well that vertical line proportionately. They don't look like it's just mama's dress is hanging on them. Then it goes classic and natural. I don't think they can be petite necessarily. I think they're pretty moderate in size, classic and natural. And they don't look small for sure. They look pretty average. Naturals also look pretty average too. They look normally elongated, like normal length, height. Then it goes soft dramatic, and soft dramatics can't be petite. They can be moderate in size and maybe on a smaller side sometimes. Barbara Streisand and Marlene Dietrich, they are both soft dramatic because they have soft dramatic frame overall. The way they look, the way they can pull off, again, that vertical line is not dragging them down. They can wear really long elongated pieces within their own proportion. They look pretty elongated and have pretty prominent facial features and some soft flesh on top of those sharpened bones. Pretty dramatic bone structure. They have dramatic, prominent features. So this is their drama. If we talk about dramatic classic, maybe Lucy Liu. She was, I think, in official kibbe celebrities list as dramatic classic. But as I know, she's 1 meter 60 centimeters. Within her frame, she does look like a dramatic classic. Flamboyant naturals, it's very rare, but Sarah Jessica Parker is a good example. But not every flamboyant natural can have this type of proportions as her. For example, she has pretty small face and pretty narrow face, comparing even to other people. So within that one frame, if we look at her, we can predict that her height is a bit longer. Within her frame, the elongation and the width, the proportion of the width in elongation is pretty much flamboyant natural. So she does look elongated and slightly wider here on top, and she does have that blunt bones, slightly elongated and irregular facial features. So that is her own proportion. So this is sometimes what's happening. And last but not least is dramatic. But dramatics, see Keira Knightley, for example, this is her height. She's dramatic. But in this case, dramatics are extremely angular and extremely sharp or squarish. So something is extremely angular in them. So that extreme angularity and some height, that does give us that dramatic. She doesn't have to be extremely like 2 meters long for us to perceive her as dramatic, but she does have to be slightly squarish, slightly narrowed in bones, maybe slightly straight in figure 2 sometimes, but it's not always. But the sharpness of the bones and the boldness, the angularity, this is what is presenting some strength, some strong features. All right, I hope that was interesting. Let me know what you want me to cover next if you have any questions, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye. Subscribe on my Pinterest for 13 boards as an inspiration for the body types. Also, you can subscribe on my Instagram. All the links I'm gonna leave down below. Also, you can become my sponsor or subscribe on my Patreon for some exclusive videos, some early access to these videos, and just if you want to support me and my channel. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.